Good morning. I love you, Angelina Lazar. I just want to say that you really help me spiritually. Every time I'm alone and I get off track to God, I forget the things I learned pretty much attending a Russian monastery for 25 years every day myself, or being there. And your postings of the church, of the funeral, God bless you, Angelina. Maybe you're not helping a lot of people like me, but I hope that you are, because I know when I see your videos, they immediately interrupt my wrong thinking, the bad music I like, the gothica, and, being lazy and just sitting here. Instead, I realize I should thank God. Your videos constantly help me spiritually, being alone, and I really don't have, unfortunately. I just started going to a Russian church that for years I've been to church after church. There's dozens of them, Russian churches, all kinds of churches, but I'm Orthodox, I'm old calendar like you, and half the Russian churches under Patriarch Kirill of Russia have group confession. I know that's a corruption, and I don't quite understand it. And I'm not going to start questioning the patriarch of all Russia on the topic. But I found a church, a big one in Passaic. The next town, there's a lot of Russians, and I found St. Church Peter and Paul on 3rd Avenue, and I went there. I didn't go this Sunday only because I got 1 hour of sleep, but I was going to. And I intend to go there next Sunday, and I want to ask them what their calendar and schedule is for Advent. But thank you, Angelina, for all your postings. It really brings me back to what I should be thinking of, seeing the beautiful churches and the prayers that I should be saying, but that when there's no one here to tell me, Jill, or call me. And it's true, Father Jokin at St. John the Baptist in Paterson, New Jersey, I told him I was suicidal, I was drinking a half-gallon of vodka a day, I needed spiritual guidance. And he told me Darko, he's Darko's friend on Facebook, and he's not my friend, and he doesn't care if Darko tells me to die or whatever. And then he wouldn't give me confession, and he passed over me and gave to everyone else, told me I didn't come in time, and I was like an hour early for it, 8:30 in the morning, waiting an hour, and then you can do communion. Then every time I called him, I told him I'm thinking about going back to using cocaine again, and I need to talk to him, and I'm suicidal. Twice, 7 times in 3 weeks, he never returned my call. Said he's busy having lunch with someone. What's more busy than talking to a parishioner like me that might commit suicide? He didn't say anything. He just hung up, busy. And then I called him one more time, twice. He was in his car, and he said I got the wrong number. I said, I know it's you, joking, in his BMW, 150,000 a year. After he found out I didn't get my inheritance, and he seems to be very unhappy in Paterson. He's only there 2 hours a week, maybe a few minutes here and there. He comes 5 minutes before church on Sunday and just leaves as soon as possible. No one has money to buy $10 candles. And yeah, these are Serbian working families in a bad part of New Jersey, one of the worst parts, Paterson, New Jersey, where the terrorist is from, working 2 jobs. I'm sorry I can't buy, $100 worth of candles and give you, $100 donations. He made me really bad because everyone said, come on and sit down. They were having music and food downstairs. I didn't know, no one told me, I was new. It was like my second time at St. John's, and if I had known it was donation only, I would have said, oh, well, I can't come, but I told Father Jokin Misterovich that, I'm poor and all this, and, what I need most is I'm isolated, and it's horrible. I had this suicidal depression because I need to socialize, and I asked him, could I come to one of your dinners? Maybe you can give me a $10 off price. Do you have hundreds of people or something? And, he's just, go away, drop dead, drink, do cocaine, don't bother me. When he said I got the wrong number and then he never called me back for a year, yeah, there's something wrong with the Serbian priest. Besides, he's at the, I'm not complaining about the consulate, but I see what he does. I'm not a fool. Joking. You must be joking. Instead of giving me $20 for medicine or food, when I told him I'm living on $1,200 a month and he's making $150,000, he wants me to buy candles. I see him raising thousands and thousands of dollars for Catholic churches in New York. I see it. Just Google him, Angelina. He's really a shame. I'm not just saying it. I have no beef with the church, and I really would love to go to the Serbian church. And I only went there and got in there because I knew Liana and Branko Piper. She was a former Serbian Duchess that went there. Her married name was Vojanovic or whatever. But I've had it with him. But thank you, Angelina. Continue your work. I love you, and you get me up. You make me pray in the morning, and you're really spiritually helping me. Thank you. And thank God for Angelina Lazar. I have to get up and I'm going to walk and try to thank God for the few things I have. My health. I'm having trouble with circulation and the diabetes thing. I'm not sure. I'm 55 now. But thank you, Angelina. And I always will pray for you. God bless you and keep you. Our health is all we really do have, and God's blessing. We don't know. Arnold used to say, what do we know? You're dying, Arnold. Tell me. Arnold said, just Jill, remember this. You're not promised another minute or another hour. Act like you are, and be moral. Jews are always moral if they're good ones. And Jews actually believe that, unlike Christians who feel they have a choice, like Serbian jokester priests, Joachim Masturovich in St. John the Baptist in Patterson. One thing you might want to learn about Jews, Christians, even Orthodox Christians, do believe that they don't, well, most of us do believe if we had money, we'd help all we could, with the hungry. I know I would. I'd give the lady I just spoke to in Serbia, I'd send her diabetes medicine or hundreds of dollars if I were a rich person to go see a specialist. I kind of know about the Serbian medical situation there, and that holds me back in a way. But, Jews believe, they're ethnocentric. The Jews believe they're the chosen people, the war in the Middle East, some things, the Zionism. I'm not going to give lectures on it, Trump. I know about it. See, my great-grandfather was a rabbi, and I come from a family of Russian Orthodox Jews. The thing is, Jews believe, like Arnold, we never had sex. He gave me $7 million. Ginny, his daughter, would be quite displeased. That's where most of her early retirement went. Arnold gave me like $10 million. I don't have any more. It went up my nose like Stevie Nicks, and I was a cocaine addict, and he fed the habit. It got me good grades and it kept me awake, but it's something I don't do anymore if I can avoid it. But the truth is, Jews believe, and why Arnold helped me, they believe they have a moral obligation, tithing. They believe they have an obligation and a duty as a chosen people to give poor people on the street money if they're starving. When Arnold walks by, and he was going to be a rabbi, rabbis, if they're good, there's so many, most of them are secular now, but Arnold was a secular humanist. And if you walk by and you see someone starving and choking, you don't just walk by them, a guy without shoes right down the street, two homeless people living behind 7-Eleven. I was going to buy him a pair, give him the ones off my feet. I was penniless and going to the food pantry. I would have. I'm shocked. Lauren Murphy, you want to call yourself a Democrat, but you need money to raise money to help people? You're helping homeless? They're right in front of you. You want me to give you a book of them? I take pictures of Lauren Murphy. Besides ignoring the terrorism for votes, town council, you Democrats really sicken me when I volunteered for you. The Democrats, Lauren Murphy on Allwood Avenue, they told me if I see any Jewish names, cross them off, don't even call them by the ShopRite because they don't want their money. You hate Jews now, Lauren Murphy? Then I told them they're collaborating with the terrorists at the Palestinian American Civic Center, the PAC, with all the town council, because I found 3 PLO members that asked me to help them make bombs, steal nuclear material for money from my father who makes nukes for NSA CIA. He's retired. And they want to bomb Clifton. He put me in a mental hospital, and you want him to investigate Maza. I'm leaving this town, and all of this mayor, your stupid assistant mayor says your prosecutor's misconduct isn't his fair because it's a ticket. Well, I've got news. You're in charge of everything, mayor and assistant and town council. I know how you work. You pick the mayor. If a bombing goes off here, I told you for 20 years. It's on you now because I'm leaving the country in a month for Serbia. I'll be an advisor there. Anything that happens here that I've told you, you're not going to win the next election, and the whole federal government is all over you at this point, whether you know it or not, and they're all over the town. So you've made fools of yourself. You've degraded this town. You've degraded yourselves, and you've degraded me. And I'm leaving this all in your lap. I hope you're good with it. None of you are educated or have the experience I do around the world at the United Nations, dealing with people, presidents, countries, wars, and terrorism. I do. I turned into 9/11 terrorist with Darko at the United Nations. Katovich, you don't really look them up, but maybe you should. You have no experience. When someone gives you a tip, Clifton Police, on a terrorist that is a mile down the street, maybe you don't know it. But regardless, if they're a heroin addict, or I should be police chief, Maza. I used to do embezzlement, homicide, cult killings, Lisa McBride case. You're an idiot to listen to Shortway. The FBI papers can prove that. But when anyone gives you a terrorist tip, you don't put them in a mental hospital. You take it down. They're not a danger to themselves or others. They're trying to give you a tip. If someone on PCP was talking about terrorism, I write it down and record it and give him a psychological evaluation. But I want, if he was, need medical attention, but you don't turn away a terrorist tip from someone that went to college 16 years. For God's sake, are you stupid? It seems that way in Clifton. I'm out of here. Bye. Good luck.